Hi everyone, it's Charlotte and we're going to talk about creating an IPE, a plan, and the services that go in the plan and how you put it in the software. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my progress report and I'm going to see that Evan really needs me to get an IPE. I need to get an IPE signed for her. So I'm going to start working on that file. The first thing I do is I go to Files, and I open Clients, and I'm going to look, I'm going to just highlight one of the names, pick P, there they are. And what I do to be able to work on the file is I need to put them in edit mode, and I do that by right clicking and pushing edit. And when that happens, you'll know you're in edit mode because it's bright yellow. And so I'm going to actually pull this down just a little bit. That way we can see it on the screen. So now that we're in edit mode, we need to work on the IPE. And the way we always say, when in doubt, go to progress. So we're going to go to progress. And we are going to start to work on the IPE. I got to go back. Go to sections. New stage. Sorry about that. New stage. And let's go ahead and say it happened on 11/20/2023. We are going to start IPE under development. So the software kind of walks you through the different things you need. So the first thing it's asking us for is I need that IPE record. And they say, what is that goal of what this person wants to do is? And you say they wanted employment. And what maybe they want to do is maybe they want to be a master gardener. And they think through the training and everything that they need to go through, it will take them about 2 years. So we're going to say we expect them, done in 2 years. So we're going to do 10, 30, 20, 26. That might be 3 years. We'll give them 3 years. And we've set up the employment goal. We've set up what the job is. And we set up how long we think it's going to take. And then once we do this, we submit. And so we've done the very first part of IPE development. Now we need to start adding in the service. So it's always good to, we are in the IPE record. We are now going to go to services. So we are going to add the different pieces that make up the IPE. So each thing that we write here will be its own little grouping in the IPE plan. Okay, so we're going to do right-click New. We're going to put the date. So I believe we started in 2022. It'll tell me if not. Okay. And then we're going to say this service is going to last the whole time they're here. And the one service that everybody gets is VR and counseling and guidance. And what is the service? Detail is to have guidance. Procurement method, there is no procurement method. Consumer's responsibility, we have some load with default here. Each one of your groups can load with their own wording here. And if you all need help with that, just let me know. We can do a little session where we just go over how to put the default language in here. But what's nice is you can add to the default language. See, add. So you can do that. So that's all the information. If this happened prior to eligibility, you can check this mark off. Sometimes you give guidance before eligibility. Sometimes they have to get a gas card before eligibility. So you can put that here. If it was funded by you all, which really I feel like this check mark should almost always be checked. Check it there. If it didn't cost anything, you don't have to fill any of that out. And what I mean by cost is that you all wrote a check. So I'm going to submit. And just like always with this software, you do the work down here. You see the service go up here. Okay, we've already entered one service. Let's do a new one. We're going to do the same dates, 10, 15, 20, 22. Well, we know that this person wants to be a master gardener. So we're going to say it's going to take them 3 years to go through this schooling. And what it is it's going to be training, and it's going to be maybe college, university. What kind of, and once you, like, say it's an educational thing, this little yellow will pop up. And we're going to say it's a training certification. And the service provider, maybe we're going to say university. And description, master garden class. That's what I wish I was doing. Wouldn't that be great? Procurement method is we're going to say check to university. Again, you can load these defaults and we can work together on that with your team. You or say the VR is going to give, let's say this class is $2,000. You can put your amount in there. And then you have this distribution type where you can say, oh, I paid it all at the beginning, all at the start. I'm going to pay it all at the end. Or I'm going to pay the same amount across the whole amount of time. And you'll see like that's great for like gas cards. But universities, I would say all at the start. They always want their money up front. Then tab, tab, tab. Right click, submit. And now you've just entered your second service. All right, we're going to do one more. New. I mean, you can have 20 of these. You can have as many services as required to help this person out. And so the last thing we're going to do, let's see what we have as VR choices. We're going to say, let's see. Transportation services. This is a good one. We're going to say service is a gas card. And we're going to go ahead and load the default information of what the responsibilities are of everyone. And we're going to say we're going to give that gas card the whole time. So that's 3 years. We're going to provide it. And I'm just going to say it's like, I don't know, $1,000. That doesn't seem like very much for 3 years. But what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to say we're going to give them, or we're going to give this person the same amount of money every single month in a gas card. So we're going to do uniform across period. So yeah, $20 a month is not going to get you far. I wonder if I can change this. I'm probably going to mess everything up. I did. Maybe if I say all at the end. And now I say uniform across period. Okay, yes, I was able to do it. Now we're going to give them $40. And then we're going to tab, 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 submit. One thing I want you to realize, whatever number we put in here is just an estimate. It's just saying we hope, it's just saying this is what we think it will cost. We'll talk about expenses and how to enter expenses when you actually have real checks, real dollars to look at. But in IPE, it's really, this is what we expect that this services will cost. All right, I now am going to return back to the IPE, and I'm going to return to progress, and I'm going to submit. And at this time, I would probably, I would probably do a case note and say, hey, I'm done with the IPE. I'm going to have the participant come in, look it over, and we're going to get it signed. So let's just pretend like they signed it. So we're going to do new stage, and we're going to say it happened like, I don't know, maybe 5 days later. They came in, they signed, and we're going to say now IPE is pending. Like, oh, we're waiting for the signature. And this kind of goes hand in hand, just like eligibility and case open. there's really not a lot to do except go to the very next stage, and we'll put it on the same date, which is IPE signed. IPE signed. Tab. Submit. There's nothing to do. I definitely would go and put a case note around it and attach the signed IPE. The next thing, as you know what I'm going to do, I'm going to go home, cancel the home, and I'm going to look at my report because I really want to see that this person has moved forward in the progress graph. So it's a visual report. You'll see it's a progress. I'm going to execute it. I think that's funny. Always execute. It takes a little bit to gather, but it's to be expected. It's, going through all the different files and making sure we're looking at the latest one. And so let me grab it. I really hope it's there. Yay! Green! And it's 91 days because I keep doing that back date. But if I would have said today was a day that they signed the IPE, this would have been a 01. All right. If you have, and that's really all there is to entering an IPE. Oh, you know what? If you're sticking around, what you would do next to get that person to sign that IPE is you go to Reports, you go to IPE. It's going to open up the IPE, and as soon as it pops it open, I'll drag it over. We're going to pick the person that we want to do it for. So we picked Evan. We're going to execute. And what it is it's going to open it up in like an Excel spreadsheet. And you can kind of look at things in here and see. But I really think it's much easier to read it when you go into the Word document. So I went to Menu, and then it showed Word and the Word print. And that's what I picked. And I'm going to just go grab my Word document, and I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I don't know if I can get it. Oh, yeah, I could probably get it a little bit bigger. And you can see like who the plan was for, where the manager would sign, where the counselor would sign, where the participant would sign, all the different questions that you have to jump through the hoop because they are, these are the questions that are asked on an IPE. Who is responsible? And then you start coming down here and you're going to start seeing all the different services we said we would do. Who was responsible? Again, this is all that crazy language we put in. But if you were to put real things in here, they would show up. Here we go. Here it is again. And it just keeps going. And it'll keep going as long as as many services as you put on there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And I'm going to close this one. Always use, when you see this red menu, use the quit. And there you go. So I hope that was good for you. And if you have any questions about entering services in IPE, please let me know. And if you want me to create a video that you haven't seen here, just send a request to support@tvrsoftware.com. And my name is Charlotte. Hope you have a great day. Bye.